We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about, well, it's still Friday, and she's going to talk about investing like a girl.
You brought this, you came up with this topic. Are you picking my brain here? You want to know what I've been reading and what I think about?
There's a book on Jill's desk by Warren Buffett.
It's by a girl who works for Motley Crue or Motley Fool.
Motley Crue.
A brilliant woman who works for Motley Crue. I mean, Motley Fool. She wrote a book and it's called Warren Buffett Invests Like a Girl and Why You Should Too.
I see.
It's not written by Warren Buffett. Sorry.
Me and the whole world think
You got all excited thinking Warren Buffett wrote a book.
This is actually even better. No, I would rather hear from advice like, I think that's great.
Okay.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. You know, back in the day, it was nearly impossible to find land without a mailing address like 123 Main Street. The reality is nearly all properties that have never been built on, which is what we buy and sell, don't have a post office address yet. They have an assessor's parcel number. Well, there is no database for that. Jill and I set out and now have 150 million up-to-date unit assessor's parcel lookup scenario database and spatial environment where you can look this up and find any property just in seconds. Like all these products, we've been using this for years. We just never made it pretty enough to present to the public what we have now. It's called neighborscoop.com. Go to neighborscoop.com for more information and check it all out. See if it's for you.
Dan wrote, I just got an email from a mailer I sent a year ago. Ask if I was still interested in buying. This was someone I had needed to reduce the original offer on, and they initially needed more. They had bought the 40 acres in 2007 for $50,000, and I had reduced my offer from $19,000 to $13,000 due to massive back taxes. They wanted to recoup more of their losses. Well, the property taxes for this year are about due, and the assessed value took a hit from last year, so they are now ready to sell. Hooray! That will be the 12th great deal from a mailer of about 900 units. Wow.
Listen to that.
Holy moly.
This guy's in career path too.
Jeez.
He's in this career
Wow. This one is a base hit. Base hit. I think it's more than that. Well, okay. All in for $19,000 and sell within a week comfortably for $30,000.
Okay.
I got it. I may push the price up a bit on this one.
Too.
It's not a huge profit percent-wise, but I've sold 6 exactly like it after buying $5,000 to $15,000 range and then selling between $25,000 and $29,000 range. It will be just so easy because I still have people lined up from missing out on the last couple that were a few parcels over. This is great.
This is a direct result of career path.
That's so good.
And I'm not selling anything. I'm just saying this is what we talk about in career path all the time.
And it's true. You know, you can't really gauge these mailers sometimes because you might not get calls you get 3 now.
Yeah.
You know, you could buy a couple deals and then a few months go by and you get another call and another letter and more time goes by, another call, another letter. And it just keeps going. I love it.
Today's Jill Friday. She's going to talk about investing like a girl. This is the meat of the show.
Yeah, it's a good book. I have not finished it, but it's really confirming that what I already know, and I love it. And it's so cool because this woman, Motley Fool, who works for Motley Fool, you know, studies investments and the market. And she went into a deep dive and got research done over years, obviously, and put this book together that really outlines how women invest. And then she took a step back and realized a lot of these trends and a lot of the things that we instinctively do is exactly how Warren Buffett runs his companies, Berkshire Hathaway. So I'm going to give you a couple of the bullet points here and give you some things to think about. So we instinctively, do a ton of research. And even though you're really, really good at that, you're the best that I know about at this, Jack, but most men are not you.
I know.
We women instinctively do so much research that it's, overkill before we invest in something. we make sure, every possible scenario has been thought out and analyzed. So we feel as best as we can that we're not going to lose or make a mistake. That's number one. Number two, we instinctively don't flippantly change our course of direction or back out often. We instinctively go all in and ride it. So that's another thing. We're going to hang in there through the highs and the lows. We're not going to listen to other people. We're not going to watch other people. We're going to trust our gut, trust that we made the right proper decision, and see how it plays out. I know a lot of, and that's, I think, tell me if I'm wrong when we're done here. How men.
Sure.
Okay, do this. And then our number three, my number 3 point is women instinctively don't let our egos guide our decisions.
That's a big problem with men. Mm-hmm. All men, who I've ever met, including myself.
So tell me, what do most men, because you're not most men, tell me most men about how much research will they put in before investing.
Most of the guys I know will research something to the point where they're comfortable with the risk level. But I don't think that's most men.
Yeah. I think most men get a tip from somebody and think it's great and then run out and do it.
I think that's right.
Okay. And then number two, how about changing course of direction and selling,
most of the men I know
are
fair weather fans.
Yeah.
If that, you can really put them in two camps. There are some people, some guys I know that are just they're Red Sox fans to the end, totally loyal. For some reason, that sports thing doesn't translate to, I'm going to see this. Or I'm going to see this through. I'm going to see this position that I have at some company through. I know I have a jackass boss right now, but I know the guy's not going to last long. So I'm going to stick it through. Most guys will not do that I know.
Right.
I might be included in that.
And that's in this book. It really talks about how things start to change. Fear factor sets in. And that's okay. We're going to jump over here and try to recover instead of waiting a little bit and riding it out.
Sure.
It's interesting.
Well, women are more patient.
Yeah.
Just in general.
That's yeah. And then the number 3, the ego thing. We all kind of know that that happens. I hope people know that happens. You do now.
One thing that men tend to do that women don't do, which you can take it how you may, is swing for the fence. And so I'll swing for the fence a lot more than Jill does. But I only swing for the fence if my batting average is great. And I know how to hit singles. I hit them all day because baseball games are won with singles. They're never won with it's home runs sell tickets. So that's part of it. But you win a baseball game by hitting base hits all day long. And that's exactly how real estate and business is. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny you brought this up because we are right now in March and March Madness is happening, which I love. So that's a common thing that you and I talk about. How many guys make these 3-pointers that should not be trying to make a 3-pointer? Knock that off. Go for the 2s, please.
So, and I agree with that, but that's the conventional wisdom. I'm talking in a barroom setting about basketball and how 3-point shots and percentages are now just completely part of the game.
I know.
I think that the 3-point line should be taken away.
I understand.
And I got a lot of criticism. I shouldn't probably even say this on the show because people that blows their mind.
I know.
Does it blow your mind?
I know. He's the leading 3-pointer in the da-da-da. I'm like,
that makes coaches nuts.
Yeah. So we're all saying the same thing. So.
What's great is if you have 2 people invest together. I don't care if it's 2 men or 2 women, but 2 people are almost always, in my opinion, better than 1 when it comes to investing, which is, at the upper echelon of all this. If you ask Sam Walton, he would say there's no, or Sam Zell, or probably even the guys now who are, Elon Musk, they're probably all going to say, there's no way I could have gotten this far if I had a co-pilot, because those types of personalities that go to the tip top, swing for the fence, they're like that. But for what we do, the upper 1 to probably 0.5%, which is nowhere near that multi-billionaire level, which I never aspired to in the first place. I'd rather build it with somebody, have a blast, laugh the whole time, clink glasses every week, and count our money. And so I would much rather have a partner to do that. And I think women are like that too. I don't think they want to go it alone.
Well, I have a question about that. I'm going to end on this. It's a question for you, since you had me on the hot seat this week a little bit. You're like, I had to shoot, am I going to get in trouble? Am I incriminating myself? So I'm going to ask you a hot seat question. Where do you think you would be? And this is, don't flatter me. Please don't.
Oh, geez,
okay. No, I'm serious. I want you to be totally honest with me. I can take it. Where would you be right now if me as your business partner, I was a man?
Oh, if you were a man. I thought you were going to say if I just wasn't around. Oh, man, it would be so different. Well, we wouldn't have Land Academy. We would not have Land Academy.
You don't think so?
No, we would just be buying and selling land, probably doing pretty well. And the things would be a lot more teched up than they are. Our tech level is way below where I think it should be. And I
agree.
I'll get that. I know you do. I'll get that where it needs to be here soon. But, there's just huge tech opportunities out there. I don't need to say this even out loud. So
I'm slowing you down tech-wise.
It's not even, I think the question would be, no. The question would be your man equivalent,
Oh.
And so, no, I think probably would take a lot more risks. I think we would be buying and selling land in a more risky way, which is not good. And there would be no Land Academy, or none of this education would be happening.
Would it be better or worse?
It would be way worse because because the kind of people that are in Land Academy and how much capital now is available to us and all that.
Thank you.
It's
just making
myopic,
sure.
I had guy partners before you. You know that. You've met them all.
Yeah,
and it was very myopic. It was like we buy and sell land, and that's it. What do you mean we don't buy and sell data? Yeah, we just buy and sell land. We do this one thing. Men are like that. Men are like, let's do this one thing. Let me drill a hole on the side of this car for 8 hours a day and collect a pension. That's a man thing.
Got it.
Women need flavor and pretty stuff. And I think we're going to get our asses kicked for talking about this like this.
We should stop.
We live in a world where gender is supposed to be the same. Everything's supposed to be the same. And we just blew the top off of that with this episode.
Well, I don't think so. Well, that's true. Investing. But you know what? Hold on a moment. You can identify with however you want to identify with. I think that's great. Because you know what? I'm going to argue that because we have plenty of men in Land Academy that say, I'm the Jill in this situation.
Yeah, that's right.
And there are plenty of women that say,
Absolutely.
I'm the Jack in this situation. So it's really not gender. Okay. We'll be very clear and PC.
It's personality type.
It is. So when we say investing like a girl, it's in our gut, but it could be in other people's guts too.
We'll leave you, listener, with this question. If you think men and the women are the same, more power to you. If you think there's some innate differences, that's okay too.
Well, and I think each individual can swing one way or the other. You could say.
So do I.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Totally believe that.
So it's not all everybody. I think we saved that okay.
Yes, I hope we did.
Need to send out a few thousand offers to property owners like us? Check out offers and the number 2owners.com. So it's offers2owners.com. No setup fees, free mail merge, exceptional service, and now including just released for everyone, concierge data and pricing. It's awesome. Give Offers to Owners a call today. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Join us next week for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I don't know if we saved it.
I think it's fine.
I do too.
I do too. You know why? We could the other day, look, we're running around trying to do the right thing. If I accidentally put my foot in my mouth, you know my intentions were not to do that.
That's correct. Well said. That's great.
There you go. You know us. And thank you for tuning in.
We're not in the business of upsetting people.
No. Hey, my last little note, stay tuned. We're still working on it. We're trying to figure out the best way to make this a thing. We're working on being able to worldwide handle online recording. So you could sit at your desk and get a thing notarized, or your buyer or your seller can be sitting at their desk and have a document online notarized. So stay tuned for more on that. We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.